Alrighty, welcome back. We are, let's see, next is setting up MT4, installing the EAs, and what else? I'm gonna get a little, again, I'm gonna get a little more in depth in here because it's more like a just in case I'm not around type thing. I want y'all to be able to know how to do things. If it doesn't pertain to you, don't worry about it, don't get crazy. But we're gonna go through basically step by step on everything, so that you have everything you know plus the knowledge you need to do things other than that. Alright, so basically we'll start off with installation of MT4. MP4 is really simple to install. Let's do Peppertree, for example. You're going to pick your broker. You do want to register. Peppertree only gives you a 30-day demo, which is a drawback. Pepperstone, sorry. There's an apartment complex next to me called Peppertree down the street, so I always get the names screwed up. My cat's being bad. Alright, so let's get to it. Again, I highly recommend registering and getting an account, but we're going to do the quick and dirty way today. The reason you want to register and get an account because it's going to let you pick account types. So that's mainly going to mimic what you're actually going to be using. Let's go to FXCM. I think they're the ones that has the shortcut cheat to it. But I just want to walk you through the initial setup of it. So download Metatrader 4. There we go. So you'll download Metatrader 4. It's just going to say blah, blah, blah. It's already there, and that's in downloads. So you download it, save it, and then you'll go to where it is. And you just want to find it. Where is it? Right here. You double click it, hit run, hit yes, yes, and you next all the way through. At some point it's going to ask you for your registration information. Okay, so we're going to pretend we went through the install process. Let me go ahead and close it. The next step, and this is very, very important, is we want to right click on it. The icon will be on your desktop now. Go to properties, go to compatibility, and put a check mark and run this program as administrator. Hit apply, and then OK. Quite simple. I mean, so far, I haven't seen anything difficult. We're going to get this one ready for the rest of this demo and the exacts. Now, if you're on a VPS, so you need to get the file over to the VPS. So let's go here to your VPS login, go to properties. Actually, no, you don't need to do that. Just open it, and we're good. It's already open, so oops. Okay, so there's our VPS. We'll minimize that for now. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we need then, and it's as simple as this. We just go to downloads. We find that FXCM file. We're going to right click it. We're going to do copy. We then move over here, right click and paste. It's going to copy it, and lo and behold, there it is for your install for your VPS. We're going to do the same thing with the zip file you receive for the course. So let's zip that up real quick. Right click it, copy, go to your VPS, right click it, paste it. Again, guys, if you have questions during any of this, or you need me to repeat it, let me know. Let's open it. Here's News Course V3. We'll copy that over. You won't have this here, of course, so ignore that. And there's News Course V3. Now what do? And to get this over here, all I did is held it at the top and dragged it to the right-hand side of the screen, and it lets it stay on the screen. This is just simply to make it easier for y'all to see what I'm doing. We're going to go to File. We go to Open Data Folder. And to make it easy, if we hold it there it is. And let's open up the News Course. And let's drag it and hold it to the left. Now you should have a screen that looks like this. So I'm going to go do this step by step. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, double click MQL4, and then we're going to go to Experts. Now we're going to go to EA. You're going to see this one in here, BSV73V3WL. You'll just drag it here, let it go, and it's going to say copy. Mine's already there, so I'm just going to hit skip, but it'll copy it there. You're just going to see an EX4. You're not going to see this. This is the source code. You will just see an EX4, so don't worry about that. This is all you're going to see. Then you'll need to do the same thing, Evolution Rinko, drag and drop it over here, and it will copy it. Now, and I'm going to do this, paste, rename, and this is just so that you can have the exact same thing that I do. 1, and we'll see what this comes in. I didn't want to open it, sorry. Right click, properties, we'll close this because we don't need it. Right click, rename. You won't have to do this. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 already there for you. Now, if you don't like dragging and dropping, you can click on it, hold Control and C for copy, click over here, Control and V for paste. So that we have the same thing, let's go ahead and do that. Control C. So now we have 3 copies of the same EA. I'll explain why we have that here in a little bit. Copy, paste, rename. Now I think in this case we're only going to need 4 of them. I think I went overboard last time. And there's number 3. Now all you really have to do is you can click on the bottom one, hold down Shift, click on the top one, and it lets you drag them all at once. Okay, now if we look, it has an up arrow here, so let's click the up arrow and the up arrow, and we are to scripts. Let's go to scripts and go to scripts. Same thing, this just gets dragged and dropped over here, and it'll copy it in there. Up arrow, set files. So do we see anything that says presets? There we go. And let's go to set files. And again, you can hold down Shift, click one and then the other. It'll select them both. And we drag and drop. Up arrow, and TPL files. Now for TPL files, I would highly recommend doing it a little bit different. Reason being is templates. I copy them here, and for some reason with MT4 it's a little bit buggy and they don't show up. So we're going to show you that in a minute. But now we have everything we need. So let's go ahead and close this. Close this. Close MT4 with the X. Reopen it. And then if you click on the left-hand side here in Navigator, we should now see Expert Advisors and Scripts. You should see this one. It's not there, so here, let me do this real quick. Ignore what I'm doing because you can't do it, but I want to make sure that you can see everything that I'm seeing. Alright. Now if we give it a second. Anyway, you'll see them all here. Okay, so our first step then is we're going to go to Template and Build News. And that's just going to load this up. And so why do we do that? Because we want it, this is a new installation of MT4. So we want it to run for a little bit and start filling up data and then we're going to go to 1 minute. Remember, well, actually, we wanted to go to 1 minute first. So let's do that from the get-go. Let me close everything. We're going to do File. If you do, now when MT4 first turns on, it will have 4 charts up. Just close them all. We're going to do File. And actually, before we do that, let's do our first tweak. Let's go to Market Watch. Right now, I only show 3 pairs here. These are the 3 that I'm trading. But let's do Show All. Now it has all this data that MT4 has to deal with. Bid, ask, and spread. We don't want all that shit. So how I'd recommend doing it is you find the pairs that you're going to be trading. And if you ever need to bring them back, this is an easy way to do it. So let's say I want to trade USDJ. And now I dragged it onto the chart and it's there. And I want to trade Euro USD. And this isn't for right now. This is just in the future. These are the ones I'm going to be using. Okay, so those are the 2 I think I want to trade all the time. So I'm going to right click and do Hide All. The 2 charts that are on here, it will keep. Now I said, oh shit, I forgot USDJPY and GBP USD. So right click, Show All, and here's USDJPY. Let's drag it on there. And GBP USD. Let's drag that puppy on there. In all honesty, these are the only 4 pairs you should be trading. USDJPY, Euro USD, I did USDJPY twice, so let's close that. What did I forget? Euro, USD, GBP, oh, USD CAD. USD CAD. So those are the 4 pairs that we want to be dealing with on a day in, day out basis. USD JPY, Euro USD, GBP, and USD. So now we're going to right click and we're going to do Hide All. So that's only going to give us 4 pairs. The next thing we want to do is move to 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. And 1 minute. So now everything's on 1 minute. This is where we're going to work from all the time. So we can double click that. We'll close it. Next thing we want to do, and this is, I want you all to know how to do it. The template will be set up correctly, but I think it's important that you know how to do this. So let's go to Template. And now, mine's already set up, but let's go to Load Template, Desktop, go to our News Course, TPL Files. My cat stepped on the electric fly swatter and it zapped his foot. That shit's funny. Okay, so Build News. Now what I recommend is doing this on each of them because they're still going to be loading 1 minute tick data. So that's loaded. Let's go to Euro. Oh wait, before we go on, I'm sorry. F7 it. Now, if you're on Pepperstone, this will be 20. If you're on FXCM, your default setting is going to be 30. Everything else will be false, false, true, false. Time frame is 79. We'll get into that later when we get into some advanced for multiple charts. Now the last one we want to do, max M1 bars. We're going to do 1,000. We could do minimum 99, but we're just going to do 1,000 for now because we need to be able to go back and review the trade. And there we go. Now, we're going to right click. This is important. Template. Save template. Now, mine's already here, but you wouldn't have seen it. So you need to type in Build News. You don't have to put the TPL. You just need to type in Build News and hit Save. It's not going to ask you that because you won't have it there. Now our template is set. So now we're going to go to USD Pro. Again, this template's going to load up correctly, but just in case you ever need to make changes, I want you to know how to do it. It's already set up for you, so you won't have to worry about it. You can go and confirm that it's set right, but I prefer for people to know what the hell they're doing than just blindly trading or using something they have no clue about. So now we're going to go Template, Build News, GBP Pro, Template, Build News, US CAD, Template, Build News. Now, I recommend doing this as soon as your MT4 is on. Don't let it run. Reason being is because this will cut down on, if we look, this is all that's in the offline charts. But if I go over here, get that one opening up. And this is my day-to-day screw-around demo account that I play with for other things. Let's go back and look at it real quick. If I go into here and File, Open Offline, look at all the shit I got in here. So we want to keep MT4 as clear as possible because each one of these things is a database in your MT4, and we don't want it building up databases. Okay, so back to here. Our next step is going to be to tweak MT4. We want it to run fast. Tools, Options, and Charts. So if it comes up here, don't worry about it, just jump to Charts. We want down here where it says max bars in history, it's going to be at like 25,000. Drop it to 5. Max bars and charts, it's going to be at like 52,000 or something. Drop it to 5,000. So we want 5,000 and 5,000. Next thing we want to do is go to Expert Advisors. Make sure Allow Live Trading is here. And just in case you had any issues, this will cover it. But allow Automated Trading and allow DLL. Hit OK. Auto Trading here, if it's off, things don't work. We get an unhappy face. Make sure Auto Trading is on. And we are good. So these aren't the order I like them in. I'm going to drill them. You can drag and drop these in any order you want. I like mine in a certain order because I guess I'm OCD. And that is, as far as I can tell, that's the first step. So let's open up a chart then. It tells you what to do. Menu, File, Open Offline, GBP, USD, M79. And go to File, Open Offline, and what are we looking for? GBP, USD, M79. Then we're going to right-click, Template, and remember we're going to go to Load, but then we're going to have to go back out to the desktop for the first time, News Course, TPL files, and Renko News. And this will load up our EA with the Renko setup. And remember, we changed this to FXCM settings, so these are 3 pip Renko boxes. Now what do? Let's right-click, Template. Remember, it is not saved. Why am I showing you this way? Because sometimes when you drag and drop the templates into the template folder, they don't show up. It's just a quirk with MT4. And we're just going to type it in, RENKONEWS. Hit save. It's not going to ask you that, but it did me. Now we're set up. We have our 2 basic templates to trade with for news. So again, to show it, all you have to do is look and see which one it's telling you to open. We go to File, Open Offline, and what are we looking for? Euro USD. Right-click, Template, Renko News. Then I drag it over so it's in its pretty little spot, USDJ. Here we go, File. I'm putting in more examples too, yes, because some people seem to have been confused. Renko's loaded, right-click, Template, Renko News. And we will do one more. File, Open Offline, US CAD. So where is the puppy? USD CAD Pro. There we go. Right click, Template, Renko News. Now that's our basic setup, and hopefully that gave enough samples and everything so that everyone should be able to follow along. We're going to go through the settings in the EA. These are a little out of date, but let's go through the settings real quick so that you know what the hell you're looking at. Again, this is important. Now, if we go to load, it's going to have default news set. We're going to go to that, and it'll load up everything for you. It's going to load everything up for you, but let's just stop right there. Just because I said it load up everything for you, it really didn't. We need to go through and verify your settings for your broker. I have this set in middle, so it isn't even okay. So what's in here? No, it is not pre-set up for you. You need to take the time and go through it step by step and set it up. If you were on let's say Pepperstone, for instance, you could use 50. It's a good starting point. For me, for FXCM, this is points away. I'll explain what each one of these is here in a second. Points gap, this compares to stage 1 right here, and this is stage 2. I know they're in the wrong order. I should flip those around. But, oh well. Modified gap needs to be 1. Across the board for everybody, modified gap needs to be 1. Take profit, I have it in there, 3,000. You can leave that. I would recommend it. Stop loss, max loss will be 0. End year is what year is it? It's 2016. End month, it's December. Well, it is right now during this video. The day, it is the 12th. We're going to say we have news at, what? Let's say 10:12 as the time. Stage 1, 60 seconds. That means this will kick in at 60 seconds. Stage 2, we'll put it for 7 seconds. That means how long the pending orders stay out after news is released. I'm sorry, stage 2 is how long before news is released the pending orders go out. Repeat, stage 2 is when the pending orders start following price. OCO needs to be true. Trail immediate. Everything else is zeros. Trail immediately false. Money management false. Risk percentage is 2.5, but we're not using it. Lot size is here, so you can put in 0.01 for when you come out of demo, or demo at 0.01 also. Max spread is 0. There's a lot of settings in here for people that have been using this course a while. They may prefer to do things different. So, add spread false, slip check false, max slippage 0. Allow buys and sells is true, true. Use broker time. Need to make sure this one is set to true. Again, use broker time is true. Delete on shutdown is true. Now trade log. Right now it says UJ. You can put what you want in here. So if you just want it generic, you could just do it news. We're going to get into more advanced features of that later, but for now you could just type in news. Okay, trailing stop is going to be set false, and down here it should say exactly what it says. We hit save. You're going to pick default news because you just created your default news file, and hit save. So now your default news file has been created. The one that's there is just a little template that has some of the settings in there to get you going. The default news file you will have is exactly what you see on the screen now. So you just need to verify. The ones you need to worry about is your points away and this. Okay, so we're at 10:11. So let's see what happens. We're already 60 seconds within the trade. I'm sorry, it's 15:11. Jesus Christ, I forgot to do something. Yeah, it's 15:02. I'm using broker time, so I need to turn that to false. Broker time is a false. We do not want to use broker time. So let's adjust it and we can watch what happens. Let's do 13. Let's do 14. So this is going to give you a first look at what the EA does. Okay, so let's let it load up. It's 10:12. So up here on the left, 10:12:21, we say news is at 10:14. So let's watch the procedure that it goes through. This is what you need to check mainly, is system time and news time. Make sure they are correct. And I will show you where to get news time from here in a little bit, don't worry. In about, let's see, 10 seconds, we should see what happens. Stage 1 is going to kick in 7 seconds. Now, Stage 1 puts a buy and sell order on the chart, but they do not move with price. We don't want to overload MT4. So here is our buy and our sell. And I forgot to turn off the take profit. Shit. Again, it'll be right once we get going here. That's our take profit, so that is correct because it's 300 pips out, so don't worry about it. I'm sorry, I'm all screwed up in the head. Okay, so there is our buy and our sell. Now, Stage 2 is going to kick in 4 seconds out. And we'll see what happens at Stage 2. So for 4 seconds, if price is moving, we're going to see these move. So at 56, which is coming up here briefly, at 10:13 and 56 seconds, we will see stage 2 kick in. Now stage 2 up until 10:14 will move these pending orders with price. Now if we watch, if price moves 1 pipette, it moves. Okay, so what happened here was at 7 seconds, both pending orders were deleted. This way, if you're not in front of your computer, you're not at home, you don't have to do anything. It means that there was nothing happened on news, and you didn't have to worry about it because now your pending orders are gone. You can't have a trade kicked in accidentally. Now, if a buy order was clicked, as soon as a buy order is set, then a sell order is deleted. So price can't go up here, hit a buy order, then jump down and hit a sell order. So it protects you there against that. I'm trying to think. So that covers the settings. If you're confused on settings or anything, please hit me up. We're going to get into a little bit more of actually setting up and using those set files, demo files, and everything else. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Next up is we're going to be setting up some demo trades, and I'm going to walk through setting up 4 pairs. And then we're going to do part 2, which is going to be setting up the same pair with 3 trades in the same day, which is going to be a little bit different of a setup. We're going to go over clock synchronization, and then it's going to be log files, which gets into the heart of the system, is using those log files and filling out your spreadsheet. Again, same thing as before. If you have questions, please ask them. I'll cover them at the beginning of the next video. And we are going to move into a demo setting up for 4 different pairs, 1 trade each on the next step. All right, thanks, and we'll be back in a few.